Hello, hello, hello. My name is Greta Brishida. I'm dating and relationship coach for women. And today's topic is how to get him to treat you like a queen. And actually, let me just write this topic down and I'll pin it. Hello, everyone who's joining. Hello, hello, hello. How to get him to treat you like a queen. Like a queen that you are. Pin. Okay. So, hello everyone who's joining in. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have as well. And I'll answer all of these questions kind of by the end of the live or in the middle of the live. So let me know where are you ladies all joining from. I'm in UK. I'm in south of UK. I used to live in London for a very long time, maybe about 15 years or so. So kind of my dating life was more or less in London. I have coached lots of clients all over the world. I think in total maybe over a couple thousand clients because I've been dating and relationship coach since 2018. Anyway, so how to get a guy to treat you like a queen. I know majority of you, including me, will say I don't like playing games and I'm totally with you on this one. And I will say is there are a couple types of men. There are good men that do not play games, that are very honest, direct, that are maybe practicing religiously, and we just don't play games. We have good pure intentions and we make their intentions shown, we do things right, etc., right? So good men like that are fantastic. You don't need to, do anything. You just need to be feminine. You need to allow him to pursue you, control your emotions, basically be a good woman, right? Now, the problem is there are not that many guys like that. I was reading like one of the posts on Instagram recently, and the post was from, I think, 1960s or something, and a woman was saying why she's single, and she said because a majority of men are being fools and there's not that many good men out there. And I think nowadays is kind of like the same thing, right? So with a good man, you don't need to play any games. You don't need to have your strategies, or you don't need to think on how do I respond or react to this. You can actually just have a honest, logical conversation with him and everything will be settled as normal, right? There will be solutions. You guys will take things forward and everything will just go smooth. You just need to know some basic things, right? Allowing him to pursue you. So you need to allow a man feel like a man. So for example, he needs to be calling you, texting you a little bit more when you're texting him. You need to be in control of your emotions. So none of that, all this crazy crying, being needy. I feel this, I feel that. We women, we fluctuate with our emotions a lot because of our hormones. So you're going to have to control that to a certain level. Some men in some countries, they understand this and we accept this in women. We understand that women have their days and etc., right? So we accept this in women. But in many countries, men actually don't accept this in women, and we expect women to be very logical and behave in a way like men. And I find that these countries are usually Western countries. And when you behave emotional because of your hormones or whatever else, men don't accept that. We basically see you a bit like a child that's throwing tantrums. So you have to learn how to be mature and not share your every single emotion or every single thought during the day, as he's just gonna lose respect for you. Even men that understand that, they still lose respect for women that basically live their life based on their feelings and emotions, because you don't get far with it. Like, brain is there for a reason. Use your brain. Feelings and emotions, they can change every 2 minutes. So if you're gonna live your life based on that, you're gonna live in chaos, and his respect towards you will basically drop. So with a good man, it's just few simple tips, right? Just be feminine, be mature, try to be logical. You can be emotional, of course, but don't be extreme, like control that. Let him pursue you, be receptive, thank him for what he does for you. Be a lady, basically. It's quite simple, like 2 + 2 = 4, right? Now, the problem is, majority of men are not, there's not that many good men out there, right? We are not the majority. A lot of times nowadays, we are actually the minority. And we kind of have to deal with guys that are a bit in between. So we cheeky, we play games, we try to annoy you, we try to make you overreact. We do kind of like lots of these kind of childish things. And actually what I find nowadays as well, men, especially in Western countries, we mature much, much later. So, for example, I see a lot of men that are in their mid-30s, but they behave like teenagers. It's like literally sometimes you're on a date with a guy who is 35, but you feel like you're actually hanging out with a teenager, right? So men are maturing much later. We're maturing much later because they know how to get into girls' pants instead of how to respect a woman, how to be a good man, and how to have a healthy relationship with her. We don't have these skills because we go from one girl to another. Now, to sleep with the girl in Western countries is very easy because majority of women, they put themselves on a plate. To have a one-night stand with a woman is very easy. For many men, we don't even need to approach that. Women approach men for one-night stands in bars, in clubs, etc. So a man nowadays doesn't really have any skills. Many men don't have any skills on how to treat a woman well, right? So this is kind of like where the world is going, men we are dealing with. So if this is the majority of men in certain countries, how do we deal with that? I would say, and if you want to be in a relationship, because a lot of women nowadays, we are so fed up with this that we're not even in the relationships. We're like, Greta, I'm not going to date. I'm just focusing on my career. I'm focusing on my business because I have more peace, in my life, and I don't have any problems. A guy that kind of has this type of behavior where women are approaching him for intimacy, he's a problem. He's not a man. So a lot of women are actually choosing not to even date. They're more like choosing, like, I'll actually achieve more if I invest all this time into creating a business rather than getting a boyfriend or something else, which I totally understand. But a lot of women still want to be in relationships, we want to get married, etc., which I think is beautiful. But if you want to do that, you need to look at the reality, what we're dealing with, and stop telling to your girlfriends to dump a guy every single time whenever he says one word that's off, or whenever he didn't open the car doors for you or didn't buy you flowers, and actually more like, in a way, like, accept the reality and learn how to deal with that. Now, you can still have your happily ever after and a good outcome if you deal with the reality that we're facing today. So if you learn how to deal with these guys that are a bit foolish, and you behave mature, you read through them, you stay patient, you show kindness, you stay calm, you don't fall for their games, you have the knowledge of their tricks and, all their tricks and stuff like that they are doing, you will most likely win in this, meaning that he will fall for you. And once he falls for you and he sees the standard that you have, when a man loves a woman, when a man actually falls in love with a woman, he tries to behave better. And this is how you actually get to have your good, happy, healthy relationship. So let me give you a few examples. Let's say a guy asks you out on a date, right? And you go on a date with him and he's trying to show off and he's flirting with a waitress, right? So a good man will not do that. He will know it's stupid. You know it's stupid. If you're gonna call a guy out and tell him like, do you like her, or this is disrespectful, or this is stupid, or whatever else, most likely majority of men will get defensive. The foolish guy, let's call them foolish guys. Peter Pan. Peter Pan, I love this word from Jordan Peterson. The Peter Pan man will get defensive, and they will go something like, oh, you're so jealous, this is nothing, da da da. They will start to manipulate or gaslight or anything like that, right? So your best card in, let's say, in scenarios where he drops another girl's name, or he tries to flirt with a waitress a little bit, or he just does things that irritate you, is no reaction. Like, let it go over your head. Don't act like you didn't even hear about it. Now, majority of women, we act like not only that we heard about it, but we make that seed that he's planting as a huge big deal. That's what we do. So let's say you have a nice date, everything's going well, but he says something or does something that completely provokes you, gets you out of balance. So what I would say, ignore it, right? Ignore it like you didn't hear it. That's your best card. But a majority of women will take it and will make it as the biggest deal. And then you ruin your date, you overreact, and now he knows how he can trigger you going forward, right? And at the same time, he gets some sort of satisfaction, like, oh, she cares, or like my game worked, or whatever else, right? So if you overreacted or not reacted, for which, let's say you had this date, and you can feel or you can see that it was just like a small little game that he played, and the game wasn't like a big deal, I would even say, don't give him any consequence, nothing at all. Just let it go over your head, like you didn't even hear about it, like you didn't notice that he said that or did that, right? If whatever game he played, it actually crossed your boundary, for example, he didn't contact you more than 4 days, or he disappeared for 4 days or more, and when he reappeared like nothing happened, if he actually crossed your boundary, then you can give him consequences. Consequence is something like, when he comes back, just be like, sorry, it's not working for me anymore. Basically, consequences of removing yourself from that situationship or dating or relationship or whatever that is. Men respect women, cherish and adore women, get into the relationship, into serious relationship with women, only with those women that give them consequences. If you don't give guys consequences for their behavior, majority of men will keep taking advantage of you. We will start to play you like a muppet. One day it's gonna be this, next day it's gonna be this, then whatever game he's playing with you is gonna increase, right? But if you're gonna give him consequence for something that was unacceptable, but it was Don't give consequence for every little small thing. You don't want a guy to tiptoe around you. You want a guy to feel himself. You want him to feel comfortable. You want to, everybody can be silly. We all make mistakes. I'm sure you make mistakes. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? So you don't want to give him consequences because he didn't unload the dishwasher. You want him to relax and be himself. But if he crossed the line a bit too much, then you will give him consequence. He will know that this girl respects herself and she's not going to be a pushover. He will also get a bit scared that if he does something a bit too wrong, you'll walk away. Because majority of the time, the best consequence is you removing your presence. A lot of times, if you're going to call a guy out, if he's a good man, he'll pay attention to that and he's not going to do it anymore. Like, for example, please don't talk to me this way. Please don't do this. Like I find it quite disrespectful or I did not like that, right? You can say it in the words. Majority of foolish men, a good man will listen to this, but majority of foolish men will ignore that and they will get a bit intrigued and be like, oh, she said don't do it. Oh, now I really want to do it. I wonder what will she do next? She's not gonna leave me. She has so much fun with me. When we go on a date, she's always laughing. She's always nice. She's always sweet. She's always giggling, right? So he's thinking like, oh, it was just words. She didn't mean it, right? But next time he does the same thing, what you do, you don't have to repeat yourself again. You remove yourself from the situation. So he calls you, you don't pick up. He texts you, you don't reply. He knows why. He knows why. Because before that, you called him out. Before that, you said, don't do this, I don't like that. So the next time, you don't have to say it. If you keep repeating the same thing over and over again, it becomes a bit like a nag. But when you remove your presence, consequence. Now he's freaking out. He's thinking like, shit, why have I done it? Like I could actually lose her because I have disrespected her and this girl values and respects herself and she's giving me consequence, right? So this is what you do. And that's how you keep your standard. And that's also how his value and respect grows for you. Now, ladies, remember, men fall in love with women that they respect. Men don't fall in love with women that they can push over. Men have fun with these women. Men don't respect women that they can push over. Men fall in love with women that they actually have to respect. They go like, oh wow, she's so, she's amazing. Like, he respects you, he buys you flowers, he takes you for dinner, he pays for the date, he makes sure that you're taken care of because he respects you, he values your time, he cherishes you. When you become a bit like a pushover, he doesn't respect you anymore. He's like, oh, whatever I'll do, she'll accept it. Ladies, a lot of you say this thing like, I just want you to remember, two guys thinking that we're gonna appreciate it. A lot of you say like, I just want you to know that no matter what, I will be there for you, right? Never ever say this thing, ever. If you're married, if you're getting married and you're having your, you're saying your, what is it, vows, I can never pronounce this word, right? If you're saying your vows, yes, I get that. But if you're not married, you're just dating, never say to a guy, I'll always be there for you no matter what. Because you just gave him the red flag, the green light to do whatever he wants. You just gave him the green light to take you for granted. I don't have to buy her flowers. She'll still be there with me. I don't have to take her for dinner. We can have takeaway and split the bill 50-50. Or she can buy the takeaway for me, or she can cook for me and buy everything herself and invite me over, because she just said no matter what, she will always be there for me. Like, watch your words. Watch your words. Again, as I said, good men are different. Good men are like 5% of the population, like don't It's not that many. With majority of men, you have to have your rules, you have to have your standards, you have to have your boundaries. Another thing that I was talking to a girl yesterday, oh, she said, Greta, you have to break things down for men. We don't understand anything. And I was like, huh. I said to her, nuh-uh. Men are not stupid. Men are very smart. I actually said to her, look, men are actually 5 times smarter. We're not 5 times smarter, but we are very smart. Men think ahead a lot. He will think of all the scenarios, what you think, what you feel, da-da-da. Same as you ladies overthink and think of all the scenarios. I would say men even do it more because we are more logical. So we even get it, I would even say, more right. But they don't show it. Why we don't show it? We don't show it because we are bloody smart. Because showing it logically doesn't make sense. Because it's much more convenient to act stupid. Let me give you an example. Oh, my guy doesn't know how to put the washing machine on. That's why I always do the washing. Honey, if I don't want to do the washing, I can act all dumb when the guy is explaining to me, Greta, this is the button you press, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do. Then I act, oh, is it this button? Oh, no, Okay, Greta, next time you'll do the washing. Oh, Greta accidentally pressed the wrong button. Oh, I'm sorry, I was planning to do the washing, but I pressed the wrong button. I just don't understand the washing machines. Now, who does it benefit to act dumb like that? Me. Why does it benefit me? Because next time he'll be doing all the washing, because Greta has no idea how to do the washing. Does Greta know how to do the washing? Of course she does. Same with guys. When they will act dumb so we can get away with things. And when he acts dumb, you start to over-explain yourself. You start to teach him things. Oh, you should not do this because of this, da-da-da. And he's standing there and listening and thinking like, obviously, I did it on purpose. But yeah, teach me, explain it to me. Oh, yeah, really? Oh, I didn't know. Is that how you feel? Oh, I had no idea that I hurt you. Oh, I thought, and when he thinks of some logical response, they are smart. If anything, I personally look at men like I don't have to explain myself to him because he's seen it 5 steps ahead. So when he did something disrespectful, I step back. I'm like, figure it out, honey. Figure it out. You did something disrespectful. Oh, you don't know? Why is Greta not replying? Oh, I don't know. What did I do? Oh, yeah, I did that, but it can't be this. I'll just act dumb. Why? What's wrong? Are you okay? No reply. The next day, a couple of days later, look, I'm sorry I did this and this and that. Oh, so you do know. Of course you do know because you're a man and you're smart. If men were stupid, we would not be CEOs of a company. We would not own businesses. We would not deal with, with big money and etc. Men are not stupid. They are very good with human behavior. Very good. Men are men love the game. Men love a lot of these kind of strategies because when you have testosterone, you're more focused on these type of things. It's more fun for you. So we have high skills in these type of, surroundings, and we're interested in that. So for him to come home and act dumb with you, I mean, come on. And when you're telling him what to do and how to behave, honey, he run 10 circles around you and he had a nap while you're explaining to him how to run the first few steps, Okay, so I would say if you want happy, healthy relationships, if you want to be in a relationship, You have to learn how men think. You have to kind of get in tune with your femininity. You know, ladies, when I was in my early 20s, I was lost and confused as well. I didn't know, like, what is what, right? Because in Lithuania, with my family, with masculine males that I grew up with, etc., I was naturally very feminine because my mom is very feminine. I was naturally very feminine. When I came to UK, I was like, oh, this is Western world, it's more advanced, etc., right? I picked up, right, things from the Western world. And when I was confused, how do I behave? What do I do? Is it like, do I need to approach a guy? Do I not approach a guy? Do I do this? Do I not do this? You know, because you get really, really mixed up. Now, at the end of the day, men like feminine women. And when I was becoming high value, what was the most kind of satisfactory for me was like, oh gosh, I can be myself. I can be a woman. I can go back into my femininity and be a woman. And ladies, I'll tell you this. When you go back into your femininity, when you accept yourself as a woman and you stop competing, you feel safe, you value your good heart, you don't chase men, you don't pursue men, you accept being a bit more emotional. You don't need to ignore your emotions, you accept them, but you don't act on them. When you get in touch with your femininity again, it's the most beautiful, wonderful thing. But you need to get back into it. One of the clients asked me recently, she said, Greta, how do I become feminine with a guy when I have to be really masculine in work? When you come back home, you relax. At work, you go, you confront, you chase, you da, right? You come back home, you relax. If you don't know how to be feminine at home, it means you lost touch with your femininity. How do you get back into that? Well, you're not a robot. You can be aware that you're at home and with your guy or with your husband, you behave a different type of way. You're not at work, you're at home. Relax, get self-aware, and act feminine. And if you're gonna bring your masculinity from work to home, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. You're gonna be like two butt heads, bumping into each other. It will not work out. Stay feminine at home, masculine at work. So my point is, if you want a happy, healthy relationship, you need to learn how to be feminine, but at the same time in control of your emotions. And in a way, like in control of everything, having self-control, having self-discipline. So don't act too needy. Let the guy pursue you. Let the guy pursue you with a touch. Let the guy pursue you with intimacy. Let the guy pursue you with a hug. Let the guy pursue you with a kiss. Let him pursue you. So be aware of all of that a man is masculine and he needs to make an effort towards you. So you stay feminine, and then because we're dealing with a society of men where a lot of men play games, you need to learn how to respond to these games. And if you're gonna confront every single guy over these games, we're gonna step away. Majority of them will step away. There are smarter ways how to do these things. Of course, if you don't want to date or give a shot to a guy that's a little bit gamey, don't do it. Fine, I agree with you. I'm fed up with this too. I usually don't give a shot to guys like that either. But if you do really want to get married, unfortunately, majority of men are like this. So you have to look at the reality and learn to deal with it the right way so it benefits you, rather than just reject every single guy and then you're, single at 50 or 60 and never been married, no kids, etc. So I have High-Value Women course for sale where I teach all of that. You can just watch the course and learn it in your own time. Or I do one-on-one coaching. You can book me for coaching. Or I also have High-Value Women Skool where ladies support one another and help each other out with these type of things, with questions, life coaching, relationship coaching, etc., etc. And that school is only $19 a month. And I'll drop the link to it in this video description, or you can find it in my bio. Okay, ladies, so that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, have you enjoyed it, and have a beautiful day. Kisses from UK.